In this question, we are going to review some of the transformations that we already talked about. Okay, so we've got a graph of f of x equals absolute value of x plus 1. So this is the graph, right? So this is your familiar V shape. And of course, this means that we are starting with an absolute value graph and we are shifting it, looks like 1 to the left. So you would say 1 to the left. Okay. Now, based on this graph, we want to find out how does the graph of 4 times that graph looks like, right? So there is an extra 4 there. So what does that correspond to? So whenever we are multiplying the whole function by a number that's greater than 1, that results in a vertical stretch. So this is going to be vertical stretch of the graph. If it's larger than 1, the coefficient in front of the function, then it is going to be a stretch. So how does it work? Okay, so the 0 here is not going to change. So let's choose the absolute value graph. So because negative 1, 0, when you change the y value multiplied by 4, it's not going to change. So remember, when you're doing vertical stretches, the x coordinates do not change. Only the y coordinates gets multiplied by whatever number. Okay, so if the y value was 0, multiplied by 4 is still going to be 0. But this one right here, this is when it's 1 on the y, and you multiply it by 4, that will be 4. Okay, and the x will stay the same. So the starting point will be the same, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay, so that should be the new graph. Okay, now let's take a look at this particular example. So again, we're starting with absolute value of x plus 1, and we are multiplying that by 1/2. So this time, we are multiplying by a number between 0 and 1. That results in a shrinking of the graph. So this is called vertical shrinking of the graph by a factor of 1/2. So again, the y values are the only values that change. The x do not. Okay, so we're choosing the absolute value. We're starting at the same point. This is where y equals 0. So when you multiply it by 1/2, it's not going to change. But the point 0, 1 now is going to be 0, 1/2. Because again, x does not change, but y gets scaled by 1/2. All right, so let's take a look.